Hi YouTube, today is June 10th, 2019, and this update is basically why I find QAnon or Q project as disinformation campaign, and of course David Wilcock and the rest of the guys, of course born in Illuminati, in my intuition and understanding of the game. So, Captain, of course, in our conversation, I told you that I don't want to disagree with you because disagreeing with you is not civil. Because when two people disagree, each one is telling another one, I'm smarter than you. And because you already finance me very well, of course, that by disagreeing with you, I'm losing a financer because that's the way how physics of ego works. You beg to differ, and giving me example of good managers in your life who've been the best managers been those with whom you could disagree. Well, I never had this kind of managers in my life. So this opinion is now uh, many things are coming to my mind. So link is the full movie about Majestic implication of secret space program QAnon. I just watched it almost till the end. 157 or out of 213. So in short, where are the holes in the movie? So first of all, movie is telling a beautiful story about how some evil reptilians contacted even more evil Nazis in the Germany in the 1930s, and the Nazis made shitloads of UFOs. Not many of them though, but they had like a few like pretty amazing technology, and instead of making more of it, they've been actually making better quality of it, and then they lost the war. And after they lost the war, they went to the moon, to Antarctica, to Mars, and of course started to make their Nazi bases there. Of course, we know that from that Leibach project, the dark side of the moon, and the whole thing was of course being played in the New Age propaganda. I remember I stumbled on it in the year 2000, 2001, when my, at that time, New Age guru and brainwasher Neno was brainwashing me about this theory how Nazis lost the war, but then they used their UFOs and went to the moon. Of course, Nazis being Nazis, they've been way too good-hearted to use this technology to uh, kind of crash all these propeller-based airplanes which been bombarding Germany in 1945, 44, etc. But again, that's me being way too logic now. So the good is the Americans won the war, and they defeated bad Nazis with the bad reptiles, and later on it was all roses and and smileys and balloons and etc. And then the bad Nazis crept into the good America and took a grip of America in 1960s till now. And but now good patriots of the United States ganged up around Mr. President Donald Trump and won America back again, and now they're gonna chase away those the evil Nazis. So this is basically the narrative behind the story of the QAnon. And then in this movie we also have what's the name of this guy? Wilcock, so born in. What's the name of this guy? Well, this is this guy. I kind of missed his name, but that's the guy who's talking. See, this is disinformation. Disinformation is a hamburger. The meat is the truth, and salad, the onions, the bread, the mayonnaise, that's all lies. So you take the whole project like this one, and you chew it, and if you knew in it, it's a very good hamburger, so you swallow it. So this guy is talking about the being taken to the underground base and mind control and so on, which of course is happening to the born in Illuminati, but now he's out and he's telling the truth. Well, a news flash for everybody: none of the born in Illuminati ever got the mind control, the program. None of them is free, and every single one of them is playing another level of disinformation game of propaganda, because they are working for an empire which is millions of years, and that's mildly millions of years in this line of business. And in this line of business, I'm only 44 years. So compare the knowledge, and of course, maybe your knowledge is even less than mine. Wink, wink. So, um, I don't know. And then there is another thing. It also plays this narrative so many times pushed in this information propaganda, is that this earth is a kind of a fair plane where good, blonde, blue-eyed, very sexy aliens from Pleiadians are coming and interacting with humans. They don't interact with us too much, because it's kind of, we are kind of stink too much under our armpits, and we are ugly and we are bad in our vibration, so they can't stand us, our presence too much. Like a saint. Also blonde lady from Sedona, Arizona, in the presence of fat Eastern European guys like me. So, and then there are also bad aliens, the reptiles, the Nazis, and they also interact with us. And in this kind of bullshit scenario story, the American government during the Eisenhower made the pact with the baddies. So, in essence, they're telling you, it's kind of genuine evolution of the human consciousness story. And then suddenly, when we made few atomic bombs, aliens kind of heard that, and different guys started to contact us, which is absolutely utter motherfucking bullshit. And I can't stop laughing to it. Guys, there are no good aliens contacting us. We are part, we are farm, we are reptilian farm, we always were reptilian farm, and unless we do something about it, nobody will do anything about it. That much about the messiah complex, and the goodies are coming, the blondies, the beautiful the beautiful people from Playboy magazine are coming here to liberate us with their breasts, with the sex. It's just not gonna happen. Okay, that's story for the children. That's not how it is. um I know now I sound so unspiritual, and as a heretic, because I don't believe in Y2K. I don't believe in December 21st, 2012. I don't believe in Tartaria. I know this is gonna shock many. I don't believe in flat Earth theory. And what's the next thing? Yeah, and I don't believe in the Q theory, because it's just a continuum of very well made, from movie side. Of course, it's not gonna be. They have much bigger budget than I have. You see this backdrop. This is one of my few inheritance which survived shitloads of reptilian wars. It's more than 100 years old, but that's all I have. See, these guys, they have all this whole this apparatus. 2-3% just born in Illuminati on this planet, not mentioning the psychopaths working for them. Of course, the whole thing pushed into public eye is going to be pushed through the thousands and thousands of different channels. They're going to have budgets of hundreds of millions of dollars. And you know uh, now things coming through my mind, the New World Order, anti-New World Order group I'm part on the Facebook. The guy from Canada, what's his name? Gee, I can't remember him now. Lion Anderson. He was months before Trump was elected. He was publicly talking about, with a beer can in his hand and a joint in another one. I guess that's how you channel aliens these days. He was talking about how Trump is the reincarnation of Jesus Christ and Pleiadian, and etc. So there are shitloads of guys working for the reptilians, and they're born in Illuminati. They've been. I don't want to go now into digression. If you think that you know anything about Illuminati, but you didn't read the Fritz Springmeier's book, link here, you don't know nothing about it. So sorry for hurting your ego, but that's simply how it is. And other option is, if you are born in Illuminati, then you know if your core personality is remembering some stuff, which is also questionable in so many cases. So this is, really Gesamtkunstwerk in a sense of Wagnerian opera, very well done, and its design, and it's it works very well with the human psyche. You understand me? We all have this belief. We all been programmed. Excuse me, more or less same. I call it the good king and the bad ministers programming. I heard it when I was 8, when my grandfather told me, Tito. Tito was reptilian and communist dictator from 1945, 1980, killed hundreds of thousands of people. You understand me? Horrible guy, but mind control masses still in ex-Yugoslavia worship him as an idol, as a god. So he said, oh, Tito was a good guy, but guys around him were bad people, so they've been stealing, he was clean. And in this case, Trump is this good king who's gonna change the things. And I, I understand the programming. I understand, you know, that it's very easy to swallow it. Impossible for me, but it's easy to swallow it. However, it's we all looking for this beautiful teeth which we're gonna milk economically, which is called the state. We are looking for this beautiful phallic father who's gonna protect us from other bad penises in our lives. And to speak in from the Freudian terms, however, these are illusions. So um, for the end, I can tell you, it is reptilian planet. It's a mind controlled planet. People living on the planet are mind controlled. Uh, it's absolutely impossible. You know, I always say chances are zero. You know, zero, like that, zero. Chances are that big that some dissident group can exist within the American army, uh, within any army, within any government, which is anti-reptilian. Because I'm just gonna speak from my experience, but also from experience of two other TIs I recently had a video conversation with. One is from Florida. He started to be targeted after 12 hours posting tweets on Twitter about the Podesta case a couple of years ago when that was hot potato. And suddenly after that, his kid coming to him, daddy, daddy, there is some guy across the street staring at our house. And this was the beginning, some guy standing there staring at the house. And this was the beginning of the whole thing, what every TI knows. Another guy from Texas, he was tweeting a couple of days about the Jade Helm, which was the first exercise run by the artificial intelligence. Boom. After that, he woke up, apartment covered in some white dust, burning him. $3,500 left, gone from his pocket. Only $300 left, folded in triangles. And this was the beginning of it. So uh, for some people, that little you need to do in order to end up on a list. So now start calculating from that millimeter of descendants. I'm looking for the word dissidency. And now imagine like the top here, some general with billions of dollars of budget and tens of thousands of people under him conspiring against the reptiles. Fucking impossible. But again, people are buying it. People are buying it because they do not understand the essence. And I can't, I have like 400, 500 YouTube updates here. I've done my part. You understand me? But you simply, as a person, you kind of need to chew through the reality and start understanding what is going on here. So, not. So I'm just gonna recapitulate the logical parts. The Nazis getting helped by the Z reptiles in the 1930s. They got kind of interesting technology like UFOs with beam energy, but then they lose the war from the propeller driven airplanes. I don't know, trying to skull myself, fuck, but I'm still not a, it's kind of 2 plus 2 is 4, and you can bribe me with $1 billion. It's still 2 plus 2 is 4. I'm kind of impossible to change my mind. And then another thing is, we've been free till 1950s, and then Eisenhower made a contact with the aliens. Oh my God, Project Blue Book, 2006. I read it back then, and I believed it. But this was in 2006. Many things happened so far. So this is this info happening many decades. This was in preparation. This is not a new thing. Again, it's a bullshit. Oh, they've always been in the control. Nothing new. And then, oh yeah, the third thing, oh, there are group of good army officers, and then they're gonna do something good for us. We don't need to do anything. Indictments are here, paperwork is there. Trump is capturing the pedophiles. Well, you know what? Once or twice past couple of years, I tried to cross-reference the articles I get from the Mr. Lion Anderson from the anti-New World Order fighters, and I would always find one or two articles, never way too many, meaning it's a fake news. So maybe some scapegoats are getting fucked. That's how it is. But pedophilia is here to stay, guys, and reptiles need to eat. So people gonna continue be missing, and yeah, Metsena. Sorry that I disagree with you. It's financially always stupid to disagree with somebody who's financing you, but my main loyalty still remains to the truth, to the reason, to the logic, and if I lose that, I lost my soul. So that's how it is. I'm staying on my side. Bye bye.